Donald J. Trump's recent letter to NATO nations has stirred waves across the global stage. In it, the former U.S. president calls for unified sanctions on Russia, a complete halt to Russian oil purchases, and the imposition of tariffs as high as 100% on China. While Trump frames this as a strategy to end the war in Ukraine, its implications go far beyond the battlefield. It is, in fact, a redefinition of global alignments, NATO on one side, BRICS on the other. For India, this message is not distant noise. It carries direct consequences for our economy, for our diplomacy, and for our future role in world affairs. Let us analyze the data. NATO halting Russian oil purchases would choke Russia's export revenues, but it would also destabilize global energy markets. Tariffs of 50 to 100% on China would fracture supply chains. Remember, even a 25% tariff during Trump's presidency shook global trade flows. India today imports discounted crude oil from Russia, depends on China for electronics and pharmaceuticals, and exports IT and pharma to the US and Europe. In numbers, India's trade with China is nearly $136 billion, while trade with the US exceeds $190 billion. Trump's plan would hit both supply and demand chains, leaving India in a tight spot. Trump's tone is clear. China is the villain, Russia the enabler, NATO the weapon, and Biden and Zelensky the wrongdoers. He does not name BRICS directly, but his confrontation with China and Russia automatically places BRICS on the opposite side of NATO. For India, the silence is telling. Trump does not criticize India. In fact, he leaves space for New Delhi to act as a partner against China. This creates a diplomatic opening, but also a strategic dilemma. Let us examine the past, present, and future. In the past, India walked a delicate balance, close to Russia for defense and oil, closer to the US for technology and markets, yet unwilling to depend fully on China. During Trump's presidency, India benefited from strategic defense agreements, but suffered from tariffs on steel and aluminum. At present, India buys cheap Russian crude, exports billions in services to the US, and still imports heavily from China. Trump's proposed strategy would squeeze all three directions. In the future, scenarios emerge. Best case, India becomes the global alternative to China, attracting manufacturing and investment. Worst case, India faces rising energy costs, broken supply chains, and diplomatic pressure from both blocs. Most likely, India continues balancing, avoiding binary choices, and positioning itself as a bridge between NATO and BRICS. Tariffs on BRICS nations would especially hit India in two ways: short-term, inflation, higher import costs, and disruption of trade. Long-term, opportunities as Western firms diversify away from China and look toward India as a trusted partner. Trump's tone toward BRICS is hostile, but toward India, it is neutral. That means New Delhi has space to maneuver, to balance, and to shape its role as a global power. In this emerging world order, India's strength lies not in choosing sides, but in preserving strategic autonomy. By diversifying supply chains, boosting domestic manufacturing, and maintaining ties with both NATO and BRICS, India can convert global disruption into national opportunity. Trump's words are a warning, but also a reminder. The future belongs to nations that can adapt, balance, and lead. For India, the crossroads is clear, and the time to prepare is now.